Preparing, and we are live on Facebook. Okay, hey everybody, how y'all doing? We are so excited to be here today. It's a Wednesday, beginning of December, in a beautiful month that we all are going to have so much fun spending time with family and friends. But it is so ironic that literally a year ago, we were able to be together, the three of us that are here right now,
Yes.
talking and sharing. And I am so excited that we're able to come and bring back one of our special guests that we have had and have her bring to you what she's done this year and the things she's added in to what she's doing. And remember, we're here for the health and wellness of you. We're here to help other people and bring goodness to people. And what a better time of year to do that. And Lori, I'm so excited that you and I are here again today. And can I just turn it over to you and say, hey, how you doing? And take it away.
I am doing wonderful. I am absolutely wonderful. Getting excited for the holidays.
Yep.
Trying to be really organized this year. That's my goal. So I'm doing good. But you know what? I'm going to introduce Kiara again. You know, Kiara Toludo, like Debbie says, it was just about a year ago that we did, and we talked about her books. And what an inspiring woman. You know, she's a wife, she's a busy mom, she's an author, and most of all, a woman after God's heart. She writes inspirational Christian and drama, empowering women to discover their faith, using perseverance and overcome adversity. But she has written 4 books, but she's going to talk about some other things that she's doing. And you know what? I'm going to keep repeating myself. Go check her out and get her books for presents for Christmas. What great inspirational stories to give to people for Christmas. You know, we all need enough in our life, and she has a way of doing it within her words. So with that, Kiara, take it away.
Oh, well, thank you so very much. I am so happy and blessed that, like you both said, Deb and Lori, that we've come full circle, and here we are again, 1 year later together. So that to me is a blessing in and of itself. So thank you so very much for having me back and for what you guys do every week and introducing people coming in and talking about their stories and products and things. That's fabulous. So again, thank you for having me on your show this year. So this past year, I published my latest novel, She Made It Matter. And through the whole year, I've had the blessing and the privilege of being on various shows, the Douglas Coleman show, the Doug Dahlgren show, for the health and wellness. I've had my books reviewed via Reader's Favorite and Midwest Book Review. So those have all been wonderful blessings. And in getting to talk about not so much what the books are about for this, I was reminded of a blog that I wrote back in 2020, June of 2020, called The Company That We Keep. My children, my preteens, were talking about friendship, and I often remind them on how to choose their friends wisely, because one rotten person can ruin their whole group. So we had gone to the grocery store, and I'm trying to think of the best way to do it. And it came to me as we were picking packages of strawberries that I can introduce how to pick the right package of strawberries and compare it to friendship. So I have a package of strawberries right here. They've been eating the strawberries, but this is not the same strawberries from almost 2 years ago. I just want to make that a point. But at any rate, so I was thinking about what kind of people would I like to be surrounded with? And as I looked at my books that I published, it dawned on me that the characters that I write, I hope that encourages other people to become better versions of themselves. So if you don't mind, I like to talk about each character and what they bring. And if I were on an island, I would like these particular women to be part and be surrounded around. Because I read a quote that said, sit with women who have been healed. The conversation is different. So in She Made It Matter, we talk about one of the characters, Amanda Reynolds. And this story about Amanda Reynolds is that she is fighting addiction and trying to find her self-worthiness and forgiveness and things like that. And what I like about this character, and I would love to have her as my friend, is that she dared to take the steps to change, to forgive her past, and to overcome her addiction and find out who she really is, and forgive that past so she can move forward. And what person would you not want to be and share that life with? Is someone who took the steps to dare. I would want her in my alley, that's for sure. In my other book that I wrote, my middle grade fantasy fairy tale, A Tribute to Tulipia, it was about a tulip who is in a forest and she is being bullied by the other foliage in there. And what I like about Tulipia is that she demonstrated the bravery and fearlessness to stand up for what is right. You need a friend like that at school nowadays, because you don't want to have everybody videotaping while someone's getting beat up. You want that person to come in and say, hey, stop it. We need to fix this a different way instead of bullying or fighting. And so even though the world was falling apart, and sometimes we have chaos in our world today, you want someone who's going to stand up for you, even though that person is alone and stands up alone. In my Petrella the Gillian Princess, my other middle grade fantasy fairy tale, what I liked about her is that she was a princess. She was supposed to marry someone that her father wanted to marry, and she didn't want that person, and it went against her own morals and values. But along the way, she lost what love was about. And her mother, Queen Azelle, helped her to teach her and give her that foundation that in a world where there's evil, love always prevails. And so she was rooted in that, that she learned that she can go out and follow her heart and follow what the love is. Because in the end, if we don't have love, ladies, we don't have anything. And so she is firm believer about love can prevail over evil. And then my last character from Love's Perfect Surrender was Antoinette Liberio. And her story is that she went through infertility issues and she had difficulty having children. But what I liked about Antoinette is that she never lost her faith in God. She never lost the faith in herself and what God promises for her. And so God promises all something, but we have to believe in those promises. And what friend would you not want that is rooted in a strong faith? So you have someone who's rooted in strong faith, someone who is follows love and really believes in love, someone who's going to stand up for you and fight for you and make you be brave and have that fearlessness, and then someone who's actually going to take the steps and dare to change. And those are people I would love to be surrounded with. And so as we look at the story of the company that you keep, then with the strawberries and protecting your group of individuals, know that when these people have gone through these trials, that their story is different, and they can encourage us to be brave from that standpoint. So that's why I looked at those stories and I thought, I like those kind of people.
Wow. All I can say is that you touched on the world, like right now, right, Laura? Don't you feel like you just touched on so many things that you talk about your children, and both Lori and I are blessed with children and grandchildren as well. And of course you want the best for them, but we're talking about each other like the same thing. You know, we can get in a group of women or men and ladies and neighbors or friends or even from the church, and there's like all this stuff going on. And I just love like how you put that so simple in each, book, and it makes you want to read all of them right now just to know, like, more of what happened, so that, because we could have people can relate to all these different things, so I know we'll say this later too, but we encourage you to put the names and titles of those books, or just say, here's my website, so people can go back and see, because people are going to be hearing this and they're going to think, wow, I want to get that book for somebody, or I want to read that book, so.
Wonderful.
Lord.
And what you both do too, if I may interrupt, for the health and wellness of you, is you bring on people that can give folks tools and resources to be themselves, because they have healed over certain things, and so why not pass that? And so that keeps on going.
Mhm. That's awesome, Laura. I know.
Yeah, my mind is going. I am just so proud of everything, and God is just working through you, Kiara. And I am so excited about your middle school books. These kids need so much affirmation. And I'll tell you about that later, but my son started a program at his school to help with kids with this situation. And it's amazing how these kids are clinging to wanting to know the right things to do. There's so much negative out there, and we're going to be going into the season where in the Chicago area where we might be snowed in. So these books would be great to sit by if you have a fireplace, or sit by a window and watch the snow and read the books. We all need this. We all need this in our lives. You have hit every kind of thing that I could think of that people would have as issues. And you know what? There's always somebody that's struggling with addiction. I mean, it could be all kinds of addiction. I mean, there's so many addictions. And the story about wanting to be like the Talipia, where she's in there in the forest, and she's like the only one like that, and they're making fun of them. This even happens as adults. It even starts in grade school. It's our whole life is like that. I mean, we go out and try to do something we believe is right, and then we have people telling us that we're wrong. You know what I mean? And so that's bullying also as an adult. But I just want to tell everybody that go out and get the books. And believe me, you will just absolutely love it. Kiara's going to put all her information down there. I got mine from Amazon. Go ahead and get them. But Kiara, you know what? How do you do this with being a mom, being a wife, and all the stuff you do? How do you do it all? We want to know.
Well, you have to put the time, and like I tell my daughters too, you got to reap what you sow. And so something is not gonna miraculously happen. And sometimes I feel these ideas come through my head. Everybody watches the news, everybody hustles and bustles in the stores, and you see things and you hear things, and it's so easy to be defeated. It's so easy to be squashed down. And sometimes these ideas come to me to even encourage myself. And so I find that encouraging myself, I can encourage other people. And so when the Holy Spirit and God tells me to write these things down, I have to do that. And every opportunity is an opportunity to have a positive and encouraging discussion with somebody, and lifting them. I mean, now we walk around with the masks on in the stores, and all we see are the eyes, So the eyes are the entrance to a lot of things. And so if you see somebody, smile, even though they really can't see your smile, but give them the time of day, because you never know what someone is walking through. And we need that encouragement more than anything.
Yeah, we really do. And that's so true about, walking in the stores. People are always kind of giving me a nod back. So my eyes must be saying hi. I don't know. But I hope to. But, like I said, going back to the kids, how we handle things in our lives, our kids look upon us as being role models for them. And so we need to get ourselves to be in the positive thing. And, again, wake up in the morning, don't put the news on, and read a book of Kiara's, and you'll feel like you could just do anything, and it's always, like you said, you learn from people from what they have gone through. And, you know, I just think this is amazing because I was just listening to this whole thing about the same situation you're talking about and how, you know, you get the demons in you that don't want you to do something, but you get the calling to do it. And God has blessed you so much. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much.
Well,
Debbie,
thank
have
you.
anything? Oh, you're welcome.
Well, I
Debbie,
just want to, I want to say something cool. I want to just say that, you know, we met you through Joan Albley. Actually,
Yes.
Lori did. You met Joan. You were at a book signing. How ironic is that? I know you live in the Chicagoland area. Lori and I do too, but it doesn't matter, you know, because it's like we're all connected and we've got this great network of people. And I'm just going to, you know, encourage you two to share us. I know you have been, and we really appreciate it. We're going to encourage everybody here that's listening, you know, give the gift of positiveness to somebody and tell them to join up on our For the Health and Wellness of You so that they have positive things going on. You know, cut the negative out. Don't watch all the negative stuff and look at some of the stuff we have. We have a YouTube. We're working on that. We have, you know, our YouTube, all these videos go to a YouTube, so they're shareable. So if somebody doesn't have Facebook, we don't have to worry about that. They have, everybody's got the internet in some capacity, you know, so anyways, but we just want to say thank you again. You've just been a great friend for us. We've met you. We've been so blessed, all that you've brought to us. And Lori and I really, when we started this, we did not expect for this to be something like it's turned into, you know, and we've been so blessed that we've learned so much and we've become better people, and we're growing and changing and learning each and every day. And that is what the whole purpose is, you know, get the word out, share it, all the different experiences and things that people bring to the table, because that kind of is like what the world, what the positive of what the world should be. You know, if we can influence some people, maybe they'll turn around and go and influence some other people and make it a better place, you know? So again, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Absolutely. And Merry Christmas to you both and everyone
Absolutely.
watching. And
too.
slow
You too.
down and understand the reason
Relax.
for the season.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Lori, you want to close us out?
yeah, I do. I just want to say to like what Kiara said and Debbie said, go out and make a difference in this world. And you know what? If you want it, listen to, I mean, I shouldn't say listen, get Kiara's books. Okay.
Absolutely.
But with that, I want to say everybody have a wonderful day and enjoy life and put a smile, even though it's under a mask. You never know.
Yes. Your eyes will squint some so
That's
people will know.
That's
All right, guys.
All right.
Have a wonderful. Bye. Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.